Ahead of Thursday night's unforgettable 2-1 win over Barcelona, much of the pre-match conversation centered around who would join forces with Casemiro in central midfield. The Brazilian, who has been sensational since joining the club from Real Madrid last August, was a certain starter after concluding his 3-match domestic ban against Leicester City 4 days earlier. In his absence against the Foxes, just as they had against Leeds United twice, Marcel Sabitzer and Fred joined forces in the engine room and each contributed to a professional 3-0 win. It was Sabitzer's most polished and complete performance in United colours so far, proving classy in possession and robust when the Reds didn't have the ball. Fred, with the exception of his pass to send Marcus Rashford clear to score his second goal of the game, had a tricky time of it, producing one of his trademark up-and-down performances. Their respective showings last Sunday meant that Erik ten Hag had a difficult decision to make about who would join forces with Casemiro against Barcelona. Fred had partnered him at the Camp Nou for the first leg, and it did appear risky to ask Sabitzer to play alongside the former Madrid man for the very first time in a game of such significance, meaning it was sensible for Fred to retain his place, even if it was a decision that generated a few social media groans ahead of kick-off. Nobody, however, was groaning when the full-time whistle was sounded just over 3 hours later at 9:53 p.m. Fred, who was uniquely described as performing like a mosquito by Ten Hag in his post-match press conference, was nothing short of outstanding, producing a fantastic display that also featured the goal that kick-started United's comeback. It was clear from the very outset of the evening that he had been picked because of his tenaciousness and his energetic characteristics. He did not give Frenkie de Jong a moment's peace when Barcelona were in possession of the football. De Jong most probably couldn't wait to see the back of him. He did not give the Dutchman, nor his teammates, a moment's rest. Knowing that he had the defensive shield of Casemiro behind him, Fred knew that he could venture further forward, both in possession and when pressing, and not risk leaving United open to a swift, Spanish counterattack. Though Casemiro enjoyed his moments on a memorable Old Trafford evening, producing yet another outstanding performance, Fred was the star of the show, meaning the midfield berth alongside his fellow countrymen, certainly during Christian Eriksen's extended spell on the sidelines, is his to lose. Though he continues to attract unjust criticism and is often the scapegoat when things do not go according to plan, his form, when you break it down, has been exemplary since returning from the World Cup in December. He has scored 4 goals and grabbed 4 assists in 18 appearances since returning from Qatar. When you consider that he had chalked up just 11 goal contributions since the beginning of last season ahead of the World Cup, it is quite a return. The midfielder, who has registered 2 assists and scored once in his last 3 matches, is taking up positions in and around the penalty area that you would not have previously associated him with. His goals against the likes of Nottingham Forest, too, and Reading this season have come as a result of him being in the right place at the right time inside the box, whereas his efforts against Tottenham Hotspur and Barcelona required a little more. Between himself and Casemiro, they have now registered a very impressive 18 direct goal contributions between them this season. That is more than what Alejandro Garnacho and Antony, 15, who are both expected to make things happen inside the final third, have managed between them. For a midfield pairing that is not expected to score goals nor create them religiously, it is a very healthy and impressive return. Of course, goals and assists are not the bread and butter of either player's individual game, but the ability to chip in from the engine room is a quality that no manager is going to turn their nose up at. In the event of every member of Ten Hag's squad being fit, Eriksen and Casemiro do still form the base of United's midfield. It was a partnership that had quickly blossomed prior to the former's ankle injury. However, in his absence, Fred has stepped up to the plate, produced 2 excellent performances against Barcelona and shown what he brings to this team. It is a partnership, such are the differences between their respective individual games, that works and has the right balance to it. They dominated Barcelona and will be looking to do the same at Wembley on Sunday.